Welcome, Capricorn, to your beginning of the month reading for October. I hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on with you, beautiful Capricorn. Getting ready for Halloween pretty soon. I will be putting out the Halloween special, so be sure not to miss that. They're always fun. See what's going on. And I'm also doing the around the 23rd or 24th, I'll be getting that partial solar eclipse reading out as well, how it's going to affect you. So working on that. Okay, so got some interesting things coming up in October. Changing it up a little, having some fun. Okay, what do we got going on over here, guys? Weakness. Oh, okay, something's got you down and out a little bit over here. Somebody's weakened you down. Your self-confidence is not as in charge as you would like it to be at this time. So, kicking off the month right now, a little, kind of say, under the emotional weather. Let's see. I don't know why, but I want to say somebody's got you unhinged. I don't know, I keep hearing that word. I'm unhinged right now. They kind of stole my thunder. They stole my confidence. I'm not feeling really good. The recognitions and rewards that I was really feeling at this time are just not there. And I'm really feeling this really kind of coming out as, yes, I was looking for this proposal with this Scorpio, and I don't see anything but far away, distant. They've distanced themselves from you. For some of you, you're actually waiting for some kind of love reunion, or you want them to offer you the company, but they're really distant right now. For others of you, you just want this promotion, you want something, and you want it now, and it's kind of weakening you because it doesn't feel, it's so distant, it feels so far off right now that it's not coming in, but you're definitely trying. I feel like you were trying, but now you're underdetermined to, that's where the weakness is coming from. Underdetermined to think that they're actually going to do what they say they were going to do. For some of you, it could be definitely a Scorpio or a fire sign. Emperor upside down. It feels like there was a backsliding relationship. This is definitely a relationship coming through. I want you to offer the cups to me, but you're so distant from me. I just don't know if you're ever coming. The relationship is a backsliding relationship, but for some of you, it's backsliding because it's almost like it started, but it never really went anywhere. So I feel like you're waiting for them to push towards you harder, and they're not doing so. And that's why it feels so distant. For those of you waiting for this reconciliation or apology or something, and the relationship just keeps sliding. With the Eight of Swords upside down, definitely having some kind of realization that the Emperor over here is really kind of manipulating the situation. And it's not always manipulation. There's also this kind of power struggle going on. So there's a little bit of a power in which you feel there's the kind of unhinged. Maybe the Emperor isn't unhinged. Could be dealing with a Taurus for some of you. Or an Aries. Aries, Taurus, or maybe a water sign. I'm getting a lot more fire, Sagittarius. They're definitely in more the control of the situation than you feel, and that's why you feel like you've lost power. This is where the weakness is coming through. You have this big dream of them coming towards you. You really want this, but then, I don't know, you kind of also have maybe this little bit of a show-off feeling as well. I don't know, for some of you, it feels like maybe you're trying to show off a little for them, trying to get their attention, and they are not, still not coming through. I don't know, for some of you, I feel like it's kind of a playful mode for you. You're showing off a little bit, trying to get their attention, and they're still just not doing anything. They're just not as playful as you. Trying to move towards them. Yeah, this is definitely trying to come to a compromise. You guys could have had some kind of argument or falling out, and that could have been the black sliding relationship, you know. There's a little fear here. There's a little fear that you feel like they're not going to come back to you, that they're not starry-eyed about you, that they're not feeling the way that you feel about them. Set upside down, that's why it's showing. And so you definitely are feeling like they're not going to come back around, but you really want them to. Having some kind of discussion with them would be the best thing. I mean, that's the way you're thinking. Like, you know, if I could just get their attention enough to like have this discussion, I know we can fix this. But they're not coming toward you. So it's almost like it's hard because it's almost like I have to do something. What are you gonna do, Cap? You know, it's like you're holding tight to something, but it's almost like I have to get their attention to be able to even bring them forward. How am I going to bring them forward? It doesn't feel like there's any conclusion. There's that fear, that fear of, you know what? I don't want this to close. I don't want this relationship to close. It just keeps backsliding, but I don't want it to close. I'm trying to keep it open. No, there it is. Feeling like they may have found grass in greener places. It doesn't have to be another person. It could just be that they've wandered away. They don't feel like with you is the green area. And that's really what you're fearing. You're fearing like, you know what, this is all screwed up. This is all messed up. How do we fix this? Yeah, and feeling like you did lose the power to the situation with the Emperor upside down twice. And it's kind of weird because it's like I lost the power, but it also feels like maybe they have kind of manipulated the situation in a way to where they have gotten all the power. Manipulation is crazy because it can actually have a pro and a con, as most things do. It's a very thin line of how they feel that they've manipulated it. Did they manipulate it to the point to where it's like, you know, you'd be better off without me? That's a manipulation, my friends. Or I'm not good enough for you. That's manipulation, even though you don't really feel that way. Or you don't see it that way, excuse me. And sometimes it feels like that's kind of what they're doing. They might be playing that kind of card, whether they know it or not. It's kind of it's not a lot of times we see manipulation in such different areas. We don't see it as these tiny little things that people can do. And I feel like that's what they're doing. And I feel like that's what they're going to say around the 13th or the 14th. And you don't really need me. Or I can't believe that you would think that I'm your person. Or I never thought that you would like anybody like me. Things of those natures is manipulation, my friends. Right, when it's done a certain way. And so it does feel like that's what they're doing. They're kind of playing this as kind of playing a card, but it's also the reason it's a weird type of manipulation is because it's actually a deep emotional, insecure emotion. It's a really weird one because they probably do feel that way. That's why it's weird. This is not the type of manipulation where I'm going to manipulate the situation so I can get exactly what I want. Now, for some of you, you can say that's what all went down. But on this one, it feels more like on the insecurity side. And that could be because somewhere Either they're trying to escape the situation or they really want you back. So we have to figure that one out. Three of Cups, but are they looking at somebody else? Or are you now looking at somebody else? Because, they're escaping the situation. And that's exactly what it feels like. They're escaping the situation. There it is now. I said it before, too. Are they escaping the situation by saying, I can't believe, and using that insecure manipulation? You don't deserve someone like me. Oh, we all know that manipulation, right, guys? Come on, it was me, not you. It was all me, not you. You do realize that is manipulation, right? To get out of a relationship. So it does feel like that's the one that they're going to play, and maybe they are starting to look somewhere else, but they're also doing it for their own happiness. So we don't want to always use the Three of Cups as a third-party situation, because that's not always what it means. It actually, right now, it's saying they're doing this for their overall happiness or your overall happiness, and this is how they're going to escape the situation. But it's almost like you're saying, well, I don't know, because I just want to have the inner power enough to understand, what is really going, and it feels like this is the card that they're going to kind of play so that they can kind of gain the closure. So they can kind of gain the closure to have the new beginning, because we have the World upside down saying there is no closure. So they're trying to close it. They're trying to close the situation. They're not coming back around towards you at this time. There's no patiently planning on this situation, but your intuition is now, going to be kind of pretty much honoring yourself, guys, as you're kind of deeply exploring what is really going on. And this is good, though, because this is going to make this Strength card come back up. But it's going to take a little while, because you're first going to have the understanding of what the hell just happened over here. Like I said, for some of you, you really wanted this to happen, or it's just however long you've been together. But it just feels like I don't know. Why does it feel like it just kind of came out of nowhere? But it definitely is, with the full moon going on right now, it's probably, really starting to open up your intuition and really exploring the sensitive sides, of yourself, really bringing in that moon reflection. With the Tower going on over here, there's a lot of inspiration to having the understanding that, we'll come to a compromise within the situation, and there won't be any more fighting between us. But I do see that this is definitely not rearranging the way that I want it to rearrange. So it's almost like it's inspiring you to take different space and start doing things for yourself as a Sagittarius over here with the Knight of Swords, saying, okay, fine, then I'm not going to move towards this relationship because the relationship is not doing anything that I want it to do. So they're not really coming towards you the way that you want to. And just be mindful of any exaggerations, miscommunications, or any type of weird little fibs. And the weird little fibs is that stupid little manipulation thing that I keep thinking, right? Of, it was me, not you. Okay, that's the end of that relationship. I just want you to know. Right. Anytime we use that one, it's like, oh, okay, we'll see you later. I'll go find new fish in the sea. Yeah, because now you're going to have to start looking outward, because that ain't going nowhere. Right? And even if you feel like towards the 14th or the 15th that they're coming back kind of around you, just remember, they're not really, because they're going to be the Knight of Swords, which means we're coming together, we're having a good time, but then it's going to take the backwards turn again, which means that, they're going to try to put other responsibilities before you. They don't really want the relationship to go the way that you were looking for it to go, and it's not really establishing what you're really looking for at this time, right? So, yeah, and then it's just going to end up to the point where it's like now they're neglecting you. Somebody's definitely dealing with a Taurus, and they're doing kind of what they're doing, and you're going to notice this too. Now I'm in neglect. Now they're neglecting me. Now they're putting me out in the cold. They've said what they're going to say, and now they've pushed me to the side. So now you're just going to, really feel all the impacts kind of coming from the situation, probably around the 14th or the 15th, when they want to make this compromise with you, because the thing for me is there's awe and shock within this situation about the relationship, because it's not going the way it is, because all of a sudden you think it's going one way, and then all of a sudden it's taking a turn and going backwards. right? And then they're gaining the power back. And right when you feel like you're kind of gaining power, you're going to lose the power again. And then you're going to have to rebuild it again, right? Right when you felt like everything was going good. So, and it's just because there's like, you know, and it's kind of like this new wish, this new hope enters into you, and you're just like, yes. And then all of a sudden it's just like, boom, nope. So now it's yours. You're going to have to take a time to recharge again, right? Okay, my friends. And that was it for you. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.